Hi, today I'm going to show you how to do a quick comp for a project that we're working on, Visit Mexico Outdoor Board. So what I started with is a sketch. Here's my sketch, and now I'm going to recreate this in Photoshop, actually at the final size. I'm going to work in the final size so that even though the comp will take more space and take longer, when I finally go to the finished product, I'll already be at the right size. So the first thing I need to do is open up that size. Because our final size is 12 by 24 feet and we're working at 1 inch equals 1 foot, we're going to make this 12 by 24 inches plus an extra inch so that we have a ½ inch of bleed all the way around. So Command N or File New brings up my new document window, and I want to set this here to 20, not 24 but 25, and not 12 but 13. I want it to be also 300 dpi, and I want to make sure that this is set for Adobe RGB. If it's not, I can use this pull down window to find it. The default would be sRGB, but we want to be here. Okay. Also, color mode should be RGB and 8-bit. So that's about the size of the document if it's a flat TIFF. We're going to open that up, and there it is. Now, because I have a ½ inch around the edges, what I want to do is pull some guides out here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm holding down the Command and Shift key to zoom, and I'm clicking in that corner. You can't really see the zoom except for the change in the rulers. So I'm going to drag out a ruler to a ½ inch here, and to a ½ inch here. Then I'm going to use the space bar to get my little grabber hand, go down to the other corner, and then drag out to 24½ inches, a guide, and to 12 inches, another guide. Okay, now Command 0 should put me back to filling the screen. So now I can see this will be the printable part inside of those guides. Alright, now I want to get my image in here. Let's see, I'm going to dock this with my other stuff here so I can go back and forth between my comp and my new untitled thing. In fact, we're going to title it right now just so that we know how to do that. So I'm going to say File Save, and I'm going to give it a name. And for this name, we're going to say P1 for Project 1, and this is going to be Comp A, because it's my first of 4 comps, and then I'm going to put my name. And save it somewhere where I can find it. Now this is going to be a Photoshop file with a color profile embedded, and I'm just going to say Save. I'm going to replace the one that's already there because I made one when I was practicing. Okay, now I want to go get the image. So I'm going to go to the desktop where I have my images by hiding Photoshop. And those are the 2 images that I want right here. So I'm going to select both of those. I'm going to drag them on top of my Photoshop icon. It could be down in the dock. Let go, and then they'll open like this. Now, I'm going to just drag this image onto here. It's quite small, as you can see. Now I've lost my other image, but I think I can find it by saying logo. I'm all the way at the bottom of this menu so you can't see, but all the windows that are open are represented at the bottom of that window. So just go down there, it should bring it to the top, and then drag logo onto there too. Okay? Now, they both came in on their own layers with transparent backgrounds, which is good. I'm going to name the layer by double clicking here. Just call it logo. Okay, and then this is going to be our image layer, so I'm going to double click on that and call it image. It's a good idea to get in the habit of naming your layers. So I'm going to turn the logo layer eyeball off and just work with the image layer. And right now what I want to do is I want it to fill this whole area, because that's what my comp looks like. Only I don't want to distort the umbrella, but I want to stretch the sky out. So we'll do that. So Command T or Edit Transform, while I have this layer selected. I'm sorry, not Transform, that was wrong. Command T or Free Transform. Well, now I'm in the transform mode because I have these little handles, and I can drag them out by the corner or by the sides. That was a Command Z. But I don't want to distort my umbrella, so I'm going to hold down the Shift key to constrain the aspect ratio, and I'm going to drag it to about the bottom. I can double click in here or hit return to accept the changes. And now to stretch the sky out, I could select this part of the sky and drag it over, or I could use content aware scaling, which is a good candidate for this image, not for every image. So I'm still on this layer, the image layer, edit content aware scaling, and then I'll start dragging this direction. And because this part of the image has contrast, it's not distorting it, it's just dragging the sky bigger until I go too far, and then you can see it starts getting the edge of that messed up. So I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to drag it about halfway, double click to accept, and I'm going to do it one more time, content aware scaling, and that way it shouldn't bother the fringes. And I'm just going to drag it to the side, double click to accept. Okay, now I have my background done. I want to deal with my logo now, which is on a layer above, because if my logo, I'm using the select tool to move this around. If my logo were on the layer below, I wouldn't see it because it'd be covered by this opaque image. So if you don't see your logo, you can just drag it to a higher level. Alright, so I'm going to enlarge this right now to where I think it's going to be needed. That was Command T to get my free transform again. I'm also holding down the Shift so that I don't distort the logo, and I'm going to make it about this big. Double click it, and there it is. Let's zoom in here, see what happens. Okay. I want to get rid of the white, and I could use one of the blend modes to do that, but it would change the color. Even if I use darken, watch what happens to the detail in the E and the M. They disappear because they're being polluted by the color that's behind it. So I'm not going to use blend mode to get rid of the white. I could use the magic wand tool, and that's probably the easiest way. If I click on the white area, it will select all the white on that layer. I want to make sure that this up here in my options bar is turned off. If it's uncontiguous, it will select only the white areas that are connected, and therefore it won't get inside these counters or anything that's blocked off from that inside the circle R. So I'm going to turn that off, Command D to deselect, and do it one more time anywhere on the white, and now it's selected all the white. Now all I have to do is hit delete and Command D, and that will be good enough for comping. When we finish this product, we're not going to use a raster image for this logo, but a vector Photoshop or Illustrator image. So now I'm going to Command 0 to get us back out. All right.